What is going on, wrestling fans?
back.
Welcome back to another episode of the It's For Me podcast.
I'm
And welcome back
back.
to this crazy bastard to my right.
Crazy bastard, bro. That's an understatement.
Yeah,
I'm
that's true.
batshit crazy, bro. You know me, man.
Mm,
But yeah, I'm back,
13.
yo. Sorry about not being here for like the last 2 weeks. The first week and like a week and a half, I was sick. And then like for like all week this week, I had coughing fits, and yesterday I just didn't have the energy to do SmackDown. Um,
So, don't worry.
But yeah, I was pretty much, going through some shit the last 2 weeks,
Like I
man.
said, Tyler, I feel you. Trust me, Tyler, you know me when I had bronchitis for the last almost 3
And I
weeks.
was and I was telling Rob, I'm like, I'm lucky it wasn't like you when I cough so hard I wake up with a bloody eye.
Yeah, that's
Like
boy.
I look down
Well,
on that regard. I do have a cough still, but it's occasionally a cough. It's not like I'm coughing every like a second.
yeah, so far this week but obviously we got some interesting things to talk about, and that includes Elimination Chamber, which
Honestly, let's talk about it right now.
that was the first thing.
Yes, yep.
I'll say
Perfect.
this too. Besides being predictable, I thought that was a really good show.
Honestly, I didn't mind the predictability factor because everyone knows the matches going in what WrestleMania is going to look like.
Mm-hmm.
We knew we were going to get Drew and Seth eventually. We knew we
Yep.
were going to get Becky and Rhea. We knew this stuff. So for me, the predictability factor didn't really come into play. Didn't really hinder the show that much.
And Tyler, you pointed that you hit because remember, every time it's predictability, it kind of ruins the fucking. Remember in the
That's
past,
like
it ruined.
every crown jewel. It's like that, like midway through the year. Like, but when it's WrestleMania season, and you kind of know the
Yeah,
build up
like
to WrestleMania, what the matches are going to be, what the match card's going to look like. Predictability doesn't really
it just
come
got thrown
into
out the window.
play or come into factor hindering a show, like
And
crown jewel or
can we talk about Tiffany Stratton for just a goddamn minute?
dude. I literally was like freaking the fuck out. I was watching a replay. I didn't stay up at 5 a.m, y'all, to watch the show. Big ups to Ghoulie though. If you're watching this,
shout out to
man,
Goalie.
he braved it out. He got freaking poor fucking Ghoulie, man. Like, oh, I'm gonna wake up at 5:30 in the morning just to watch this live. But the thing is though, Tiffany Stratton, my God,
I'll say
she's a
like,
star. She is a
and
bona fide
that
star.
she's so over the main roster. Like during the match, you can hear the crowd still chanting her name.
Dude,
That should tell you.
Her ass off on Twitter, like, thanks guys. I love you.
And the fact that she plays it off like she blames, Australia for her loss or whatever, kind of playing, which that's kind of funny.
She's a heel. It happens. But like, but yeah, the men's match. It was like, was the men's match last? Or like
it was the main
last,
event.
I know
it
we
was
got
decent.
after the men's chamber. We got Rhea and Nia, like right after it, and like, but even in the men's match, the damn women's match was the first thing on the card. This is way after the women's match. Tiffy time in the men's match.
Like that, because here's the thing, because me and Tyler, we always harped on this, and mostly for good reason, because before with all the crap that Vince was coming out, it's like I was because for me, I was actually kind of worried of if Tiffany, because we know how, what they're going to do, but she's really.
I was kind of worried, same boat as you, because they just randomly just put her on SmackDown, randomly, no vignette, nothing. She was on SmackDown, but
for some reason, she's already. It clicked.
People knew who she was from the jump, because Tiffany Stratton got somewhat of a pop when she came out on SmackDown a few weeks ago, her first time. But in Australia, that pop
and
was next.
I'll say this too, though. Better show than I would say in Australia than that hot garbage that was Super Showdown 2018.
This show, I kind of regret not waking up at 5:34. I will say that I do regret not staying up.
Me, I couldn't do it because I had work in the morning.
Yeah, so you probably like watch like an hour of the show and miss the rest of the show,
Yeah, because
which is
I
pointless.
watched about 45 minutes to an hour.
It
Yeah.
was pointless. It was pointless for you to watch it live because you couldn't. You could watch maybe what an hour of it, and then you had to go to work, so you couldn't watch it.
Mm-hmm.
And then you might
I got
catch
my
a
good. I got
match
my.
during. Then you might catch a match during your break.
Yeah, true. Here and there, but
But that was it.
so
Like,
far, I would give that show a solid A. Like I said, without the throwing the predictability out the goddamn window. I
yeah,
thought
because
that
like everyone knows what's gonna happen at like Mania. We knew it was gonna be Becky Rhea. We knew it was gonna be Drew Seth. You know,
and it's kind of crazy too. I actually really enjoyed the main event, and that's not really that's kind of saying something with Nia. Eh,
and honestly, Nia, she's improved. I'm telling you that right now. From her first
Yeah,
run
that's
to her
crazy.
second
That's
run,
coming out of our mouths.
she's owned up and like, look, my first run didn't end too well
Good
because I
lord.
was sloppy in the ring. Let me train and get better. And she did that. She's
And you
gotten
can tell she
better.
also dropped some, and she also did even
She dropped a little
show,
bit of weight. She dropped a little bit of weight too, which kind of helped things a little bit more. But like,
and that is true, John L. Too. Yeah, there is untapped potential with Tiffany on the main roster.
oh,
That's
for sure. For sure. A
especially
lot
how
of
good that
and John, no,
SmackDown Women's
you
division is.
yeah, and John, no, you hit that nail right on the head, bro. A
So
lot of people see something in her because there is something there, you know, and I see it. You know, she's got the mic skill, she's got the charisma, she's got the skills, she's got the best
she's got
moonsault known to
everything you could possibly
mankind.
freaking ask for,
Like,
despite the
she's
fact.
got the best moonsault I've ever seen out of anybody.
Yeah, cannot argue with that.
Put that in slow motion, and it's still fucking beautiful to see her hitting a
And
moonsault like that, man.
yeah,
Like,
I'm actually kind of happy to see actually some early success because
yeah,
it's really rare to see. Well, not like I'm not gonna say go back to the black and gold because I mean black and gold produced a lot of successful superstars,
yeah, like Seth
but in
Rollins,
terms
Roman Reigns,
Rhea,
Bria, Dean Ambrose.
I mean there's a whole list of a lot of
Yes,
men.
a whole list. Yeah, Kevin Owens as well. You know,
Les Burrell, I
successful.
would say him and John. I'll put this too. I think this might have been 2015 or was it 2015 or 2016. I can't remember. But I'll give credit to John Cena where it's due. He actually kind of helped, I would say, in a way, kind of helped Kevin Owens get over on the main roster. I don't think nobody really pointed that because yes, nowadays, John Cena nowadays, if you beat him, it's like doesn't really do shit for you. Besides that,
No, honestly, John Cena has been, putting people over. You know, I think, well, except for, I mean, did he put over Austin Theory?
he did, but
But it
Austin
didn't
Theory
work. It
didn't go
didn't work.
nowhere after that.
But yeah, he put over some talent in recent, albeit it's because he's gone Hollywood and he's not there for long lengths of time.
Yeah,
The longest time that he's been was during the strike when he was here for like a month and a half.
yeah,
Like, but I don't blame John Cena for that because he's older. His career's dying down anyway. So it's like,
yeah.
go Hollywood.
He's
I
one of
don't
those
blame
guys
him.
that, and me and Tyler can say, and it's kind of crazy too, the fact he's been with the company for over 2 decades. When he doesn't, I was saying, like, say between the 2015 part of that, like you really, and yes, nowadays he's starting to show his age a little bit. Um, but I credit him to the world for 20 some odd years, and thank you. Just well, actually, I'm going to backtrack. I was going to say the other part, but I was going to say because we gave Big Stephanie the big fuck you, basically. And yeah, don't want to touch on that, but I thought the Elimination Chamber, going back to that as well, I thought we all know the match is and this was kind of what we expected. Um, and I even said this too, not because I hated the Elimination Chamber, but a bit of a talking points that the Elimination Chamber, for me, it kind of felt like it lost its luster. I would say in the last,
For me, and we talked about this too, and I thought, oh, let's talk about this on the podcast because it's a great talking point. Here's the reason why I think the Elimination Chamber matches have lost their luster. Every spot you expect now. It's like
mm-hmm,
when a guy, is having the upper hand, and he's clearing house. Somebody's on top of the pod ready to jump off,
Like if you
or
go back
somebody can hit
to
their finisher, changing the entire landscape. Or if it's the final two, uh, you know, let's have this guy hit their finisher, and then the cage is somehow conveniently open. The guy who just got eliminated comes in and ruins the match for the guy who just hit their finisher. That happened
it's
2 years in a row with the same guy.
like I'm saying this like not just to hate on it, because look, I still think Elimination Chamber as look, and I know we give Eric Bischoff some shit, but I will give him a whole ton of credit for actually bringing that type of match concept in
He didn't do
2000.
it. No, he did not bring that match in. He was just the TV authority figure that said the match. The guy who brought that match in was the guy who's the pervert.
Mm.
It wasn't Eric
And
Bischoff that made the match. He was just the TV authority figure that made that match happen on TV and storyline. The match was already made.
I will say this, like I said, I'm not hating on the match concept, and now I know
The
that a
match
lot of
concept's fine, and
it's just
and
it hasn't.
honestly, I don't mind the whole mats on the outside and part of,
Because
or
for those go back to the for those who remember the original
the greats.
elimination,
Yeah, I'm glad they kind of did away with that. I'm
woo,
glad they got rid of that or did away with
and
it.
not just that too. They also you can tell they made slight improvements over the years. They actually give more space for the superstars. Because remember the original, in case probably not the most infamous, but I would say if you remember that one spot where RVD tried to go to do a 5-star frog space, but he had no goddamn room,
Yeah.
and unfortunately broke Triple H's throat by act by
Yeah,
by
because I think the top of the cage was lower, or the top of the chamber was lower. Now it's like a bit like bigger or like
because now
higher.
actually I kind of nowadays I actually prefer the new design over the old one.
I do too. I think it's a sleeker, better looking design than the older
But
chamber. Do I have somewhat of a nostalgia for the older chamber? Yes. But I don't
and
mind
yeah,
the new design. I really don't. I don't mind it. It's
and
it's a cool design, cool looking design, aesthetically. The sleeker, you know,
yeah,
sharp edges on the top, like the company logo on the top. I don't mind that either. Um,
it's
but
just
but
I
yeah, but
think
back to the predictability factor though of the match. Certain spots are gonna happen, and the thing is, what I hated about the men's chamber was they did that same spot twice.
yeah,
LA Knight hits his finisher. AJ somehow gets into the thing and hits him with a chair. And then, like later, final two of the match, you had Randy Orton RKO Drew, and then somehow Logan Paul comes in, brass knucks, Drew, or not Drew, Randy,
Randy Orton.
to end the match. You did the same spot twice, which kind of killed it for me a little bit.
Yeah, that's why for me I always prefer like that. This year's chamber, I actually enjoyed the women's more than the men's.
I did
And that's
too.
just
Yeah.
and look, don't mind. And look, it's not towards the competitors. It's just the production of how that match kind of went on. Kind of, as Howard put it, just really kind of just threw it off a bit. But
For me, I have to agree from a booking standpoint, like you are. The women's match was better. From a booking standpoint, it was better, and from a competitor standpoint, I would say it was a bit better. You
absolutely
know,
not. No, absolutely
fuck it,
not. Eh,
absolutely, dude. The way my head
Well,
works, I have a tube in my head. If that freaking gets busted, I'm gone. So I wouldn't
mhm,
be in any match, period. Let alone an
but
elimination chamber match.
and it's
Greats or
also kind of
not, I'm
great
not
too.
doing it.
And especially you also had some first timers in the chamber too. Someone like a Tiffany Stratton who,
Tiffany
well,
killed it. I think Logan Paul kind of killed it a little bit.
yeah,
You know, in
even
his
though
time. Yeah, he didn't do much in the chamber because the story focused on, Drew and everybody else, and the focus was AJ interfering as
yeah,
well to feud with LA Knight. I think we're gonna get LA Knight versus AJ at Mania for sure.
I have no issues with that
I have no issues
whatsoever.
with that too, and I was fine with that. I was fine with that, run in from AJ to hit him with a chair because it set it up a match for Mania. I'm okay
Oh
with
yeah,
that.
it did.
Now, the whole Randy Orton thing. It doesn't. Logan Paul doing the same thing, coming back to the chamber to attack Randy to screw him out of the match. It didn't do anything.
No, it
He
really
just did it just
didn't.
to do it. Like it was for story purposes. There was no story there. So what's the point of doing that?
Yeah,
You could
I'm
have
with you on that
easily
one.
have Drew kick out of the RKO, hit his Claymore, hit the damn head-on-head collision shit, the
Oh, the
freaking
Glasgow kiss, but
Glasgow kiss, which
I'm surprised how Drew does
hurts
not
my
get a concussion
freaking
from
head.
that.
Hurts my freaking head watching
And
shit when
just
he hits
and
it.
just when you hear it,
Because he does it so fast, the competitor does not have his time to shield the freaking move
no.
to make it look real, but kind of lessen the blow. No, he's going head-on-head collision.
But as we said, well, with the predictability factor thrown out the window, I thought the elimination chamber actually was pretty decent.
Yeah, it was a good show, a very good show. I was
And like I
thoroughly
said,
entertained.
it was a much better show that Australia has gotten.
Yeah, because the
What
last one, what
for
was it, 2018 Super Showdown?
Super Showdown and
That was
go
a
to
travesty. The match card,
yeah.
and the sad part about it too, the match card looked decent for Super Showdown in 2018, but the execution of it was terrible.
It was piss poor.
Terrible execution. Terrible.
But also, I want to touch upon this too while we're sitting in the elimination chamber. Also, moment to see Rhea actually sharing some with
Keep trying to
with
shed
her
a tear because I
family,
kind of did.
because it's like,
God damn, she did that in front of her
and
family.
I'm gonna nitpick a little bit here. That Grayson Waller effect for me shouldn't. I really would have cared. That really threw everything off for me. Was that random spot for a talk show, which that could just been saved for regular TV.
Do you know what Grayson Waller has done at a pay-per-view? Every time he's had a pay-per-view. Grayson Waller effect, Grayson Waller effect, Grayson Waller effect.
Yeah, I'm sorry, but
no matches. Just his damn talk show at pay-per-views.
I mean, we did say he was going to get a pop coming home, and that's no surprise.
Now, I know they did it for the sake that he's home. I get it. And he was kind of playing half face, half heel. At that point, like Rhea was. Rhea was half face, half heel.
Because it's like, and they haven't really been home in God knows how long.
They haven't been home in like years. So
seeing Rhea finally,
while yeah, they're home. It's cool. They haven't been home in years, so it's really cool to see that.
So yeah, I mean,
put freaking Grayson Waller in a random impromptu match. That'd be better than having him do a talk show.
Yeah, that's true. And speaking of a fellow Australian, Bronson Reed actually was scheduled. Also, congrats to Bronson Reed for being a fucking dad.
Yeah, congratulations, Bronson Reed.
The backstory. So obviously Bronson Reed did explain why. It was actually kind of at a sudden moment, like because he was actually scheduled to be on the show, and all of a sudden, personal, like his wife went into labor, and as they say, he becomes a dad, and he's kind of under. It's kind of actually amazing, but I would like to see the reaction Bronson would have gotten at that PLE. But then again, probably the same as Rhea and Grayson. Now, here's something I'm kind of a little bit proud of. Mustafa Ali. A little switching the TNA a little bit.
We'll be back.
Mm-hmm.
Finally gets his first major championship in his 20-year pro wrestling career.
The X Division title.
At No Surrender, even though I didn't watch.
Here's the thing with TNA. I want to talk about this.
And that was and funny enough, Tyler, before you get started, that was my next segue.
Hold on. Yeah, okay, cool. But yeah, I want to talk about this for a second, man. TNA has not hit.
It really
since episode 1. It has not hit. And
that or since episode 1 and Hard to Kill.
And we talked about this on Twitter. I retweeted your tweet to let the fans know that we're not doing TNA anymore.
It sucks.
For me, it's just a Impact Wrestling reskin. It feels the same. It's the same. But the reason why it's the same because Scott D'Amore got wrongfully fucking fired
Mm-hmm.
for no damn reason because he wanted to make it better. Are you kidding me?
And also the fact that dude has been around and been with the same freaking company for over 20 years, and yet, and
Why did you do this hire him back in like 2015 if you were gonna fire him? Oh no, you're not making it better. You want to make it better? No, we're gonna handicap you. We're gonna lower the budget when he wanted to hire the budget to make the shit better.
yeah, exactly. Like, and I said this too on SmackDown yet last night, and I pointed out a few things too. There's 3 things I've seen that and I think most people have pointed out with TNA. One, you have Anthem, who is their president, who's so fucking stuck up. He has his head so far up his ass, and it's not even funny. And you had Scott D'Amore at the same point come to that said CEO with an offer to buy TNA
For
and actually
$10 million he asked for, or he was gonna give him $10 million.
I would just, like, if I was Anthem right there, I would just straight up give him straight up for free, because obviously Anthem does not care.
I know Anthem is a music and entertainment brand, so they have other ventures, but that's no excuse. This company has been dead in the freaking water since what?
What, since
2014?
Yeah, give or take. When you
like, the company has been dead in the water since like 2014, 2013.
And it's kind of funny because the last 2 episodes I looked at from the rating standpoint, they came back barely, and that was another problem too. They became bare. The lowest I've seen was like 85,000 viewers, and that's another problem. You're on
the problem there too was there's a couple factors. The product itself lacks, but also they're on a network. They're on a network that barely anybody has.
Mm-hmm.
Because you have, people. There's certain cable companies that don't even carry access TV.
Yeah, you had to take a freaking illegal streaming sites to freaking watch TNA Impact for those who don't have it.
Yeah, it takes, and those sites barely even work, so people don't even try that.
Yeah, because me and Sarah, we want TNA to be successful, but the fact of the matter is, Anthem is not allowing that to happen. And if TNA, and I said this as a hypothetical, if TNA somehow goes under, I think Anthem is should majority get to blame, because.
Also, but go ahead, you finish. I didn't know you were not finished your talk.
But yeah, because of you fired the wrong guy. The dude Scott D'Amore was pitching new ideas to help make this product better and get more eyes on TNA. Because let's be real, the roster, I like what the roster has to offer, but you're not allowing this company to grow and succeed because you're still coming out of the dark eras where you had fucking Dixie Carter and fucking Billy Corgan before he bought NWA. Remember how bad that fucking shit was?
God,
they still have not recovered from that. They still have not recovered from that. And I'm surprised how Anthem has.
You tried to make Dixie Carter and Billy Corgan TV authority figures. At the same time, neither one of them can cut promos. Neither one of them can speak on the mic. They can't act for shit.
No.
And you've had to put both of them on TV in 2014. Didn't work.
And that really does. And look, I've been a fan of TNA for years, and it pains me to see the obviously the complete the hard fall from grace that TNA.
And here's the thing with that. What pisses me and you off is that the hard fall from grace could have been avoided.
But
because TNA's back. Hard to Kill was good. They were rising from the damn ashes.
Because we got bought in, from Hard to Kill, which fantastic. Episode 1
of TNA was pretty damn good.
And after 2 and 3,
and then 2 and 3 were good. And after episode 3, we figure out, oh shit, Scott D'Amore's fired.
And that
And then
Oh boy, that
episode
really
4
pissed
and
off the entire
5,
wrestling community as a whole.
and then episode 4 and 5 were shit. Gee, I wonder why.
You fire
And
the wrong.
also, and then another problem too is they're letting stars walk.
Yeah,
Sandy, who is now Naomi in WWE, went back to WWE at the Rumble. Steve Macklin, even though he's on TV, these are his final episodes because he's walking.
yeah.
They
And I
panicked and they re-signed. They panicked and forced Josh Alexander into a goddamn
honestly,
extension they
Josh
didn't want.
Alexander should have walked when he had.
But the
Because
thing is, though, they tied him down and forced him to sign. That's the thing.
that really rubbed me. That really pissed me off when I heard the news about that. It's like
He got forced to sign.
I was like, yeah,
But he wanted to walk. Hell, right before the TNA merger, you let Deonna Purrazzo walk to freaking AEW.
like that should have been the telling signs of where this company stood. And
Deonna Purrazzo walking, that was kind of like a complete non-factor at the time. But now looking back at it, that was the first domino to freaking fall.
mm-hmm.
For
And honestly,
because
and I'm going to say this. I'm not going to say this as
but hold on, because with the lower budget, you ain't got the money to re-sign your fucking talent. That's why Scott D'Amore wanted a higher budget.
Yeah, to pay your roster, and also improve the production quality.
And honestly,
I'm going to say that
if I worked for Anthem, man, if I worked for Anthem and Scott D'Amore asked me for a higher budget, sure,
I would
man.
given that.
Sure,
because
man.
If you want it, and like I said, a higher budget, not just paying your wrestlers, but also improve your production quality. Hopefully, at some point down the road, that can earn you a new TV deal. Hopefully, get you off Access TV to get more eyes on it. But that's never going to be the case now. And I want to say this too: it's not going to be a hot take, but I really do hope it happens that Jordan Grace does walk. Because I feel
like with her exposure in WWE at the Rumble,
I think WWE is going to make a push for her. I that's my gut feeling.
If WWE makes a push and that pricing is
throw the fucking bag at her,
throw 2 bags at her. I don't give a shit. Impact doesn't have that.
Because she's shown it. Even she's. You can't tell me any other women can put on really good matches and also go. Yes, and also go toe to toe with probably the best male wrestlers that TNA had to offer, but that's besides the point.
Hell, she beat the shit out of Matt Cardona with a fucking keyboard.
Yeah, that's true.
That shit, that was awesome. That was an awesome moment. Random, but it was awesome.
But I do think,
wasn't she Impact World Champion too? At one point?
At one point she was, and that was the men's belt.
She was literally the company's world champion. Not knockouts champion, world champion. She beat a guy for the title.
And now, seeing the state, I would not be.
If you let her walk, you made a big mistake.
Oh, yeah, you can tell that. Look, and I hate to see promotions die. I mean, case in point, because I seen one die when I was young.
Yeah,
and that was WCW.
But that was different because they were trying to compete with WWE, which that was never going to work.
Yeah, that was a bad idea. But besides
the problem with Impact, they're going to be so shit, but they're never going to die.
They're going to be that's like that one cockroach that they'll linger around as much as possible. But
they're lingering. They have their solid fan base who kind of dwindling at this point. But they're like that cockroach that keeps getting squashed, but they don't die.
Yeah, it sucks, man, because that roster
be a laughing stock, sure, but they're not going to die.
It's so that was. How do I? In other words, the TNA right now has become. I would say they're starting the process become a laughing stock, but I would say at this point, it's been.
Oh, they're not the start of the process. They've been a laughing stock, and they're continuing to be a laughing stock, man.
And it sucks, man. I mean,
it's terrible. We were like me and Rob. We were hyped when the announcement that TNA was back. But
That
but then we soon figured out after 5 episodes, it's just an Impact reskin.
it's like, yeah, that didn't last long.
It lasted a pay-per-view and 5 episodes, y'all.
Yeah,
So 6 shows. ain't that many shows that put us
and you
off.
know, and I told this last night too. Like, you know, TNA is bad. A couple episodes were bad. I fell asleep a third of the way of the show. What? Not even streaming, but just watching it. I fell asleep a third of the way through the show. And it's like,
Here's
and
the
that's just
thing.
started.
That used to be us with Monday Night Raw, but then they got better. They owned up and got better with that show.
Yeah.
Now Impact, they're never gonna own up and get better.
Nope.
They don't even want to get better. They let the guy who wanted it to get better go, and wrongfully so. And everybody is pissed.
Here's something I hope. Could you imagine if Scott D'Amore walks to WWE, be part of the creative team? I would have no fucking problems with that, because Scott D'Amore, for a lot of people who don't know, the dude's is a brilliant mind, one of those other brilliant minds in the pro wrestling business.
Hell,
yes,
it won't be far fetched, Rob, because fucking Abyss walked from Impact to be
that's right. He's also producer for WWE. Now,
fucking Abyss walked to WWE.
Yeah, that's
like,
but
Abyss, who had no ties to WWE before that, walked to be a producer. I think Scott D'Amore would be a creative guy.
And honestly, I'll say this too. I think if I was offering, because I would say if Scott D'Amore does walk to WWE, put him on NXT, part of that NXT creative direction.
I think so. I think that'd be so. Or honestly, if Ava Rain were to not be GM anymore, make him the GM.
Ooh, I've never thought of that option.
Make him the GM. I think that would be cool too. But also be the creative guy backstage.
And
I think William Regal. I think William Regal. Would what was a backstage guy too, and also Damian. I kind of like your point too. Him going to AEW to like build up a creative team because they lack.
And he knows how to. And what Scott D'Amore does pretty well, he knows how to book matches.
He knows how to book matches. He knows how to book a card. He knows how to book,
pretty much book everything.
Storylines were really good with Scott D'Amore there, really good. And it won't be all over the damn place like it is now.
And it'll finally get me tired. And that's another thing too. And yes, tomorrow. I'm gonna be hurting.
I ain't fucking ready to let old Stinger go, bro. I ain't ready.
Yes, and it's gonna be only a one-time thing with AEW here, because it's been 6 months since we stopped watching AEW, or how long has it been? It feels like it's been
pretty fucking long time, to be honest. I don't remember the last time we watched an episode. I think we watched an episode when Adam Copeland first got there, and then we watched.
That was the last
after that, and that was it. I think we watched 2 episodes, and then we're like, "Yeah, this show still sucks."
It's so bad, and look, and that's the thing too. I make a poke jokes at it because, first of all, there should be no problems to have not to do anything fit a full show into
a roster. You shouldn't be able to not be to not do anything with them. You got a solid roster, you do. But what also hurts them too is the fact that the ROH thing too. Because we're like, oh, where's this talent? Where's this talent? They're stuck on the Ring of Honor.
And also, Ring of Honor's been nothing but a fucking dead brand too. Or
it sucks to say, it's honestly a fucking zombie at this point.
Talk about a waste of fucking money is all I gotta say.
It was an absolute waste of money. They should have just let the product die. Let it just stay dead.
And here's another thing too. I know this might piss off my ruffle some feathers. I can see Athena go back to WWE because remember she's a Triple H girl. I would not be.
Honestly, Athena, I think she's that's the only thing Ring of Honor has done right with her.
And
Was
you know
Athena.
that's bad. That should tell you that's not a good thing.
She's their women's champion still. So I'm okay with Athena still being, in Ring of Honor or AEW.
And that's another thing
Now,
too. Like she's not been shown on one episode of AEW television since she's gotten there. If you notice that.
yeah, which honestly, you had here's the thing. I forget she's even in AEW because of the whole Ring
Yeah,
of Honor thing. But the whole thing, oh, she's being misused because
I don't think
she's
she's
in
getting misused, but
she's that. But the only reason somebody were to leave is if they get misused. That's in my opinion. Like having um Athena being the world champion, women's world champion in Ring of Honor, AEW's version of Ring of Honor. That's okay. That's still okay. An okay push, in my opinion. But the fact of the matter is, you got to feature her more on AEW television.
you have to at some point.
At some point, you got to, and at some point, you got to have her drop the belt so she can move up to AEW.
Because I mean, and that's the reason why me and Tyra we didn't even bother watching Ring of Honor. I think it was after 5 episodes before we completely
I
fucking.
was 5 episodes. I was 5 episodes in. I'm like, nah, this is too much. First
And
off, they showed way too fucking many matches.
yeah, there's no
There's
match structure.
There's 12 matches on that fucking card.
Yeah.
Give me a good 4 and I'm okay.
Yeah, like something like you also gotta have to mix and mash too. And this is what I think and not at the same time not pull the tribal relationship, but this is where I want to say in terms of production, where WWE has done pretty well. You'll get like some matches like say in the opener, got some filler stuff.
I think AEW does a pretty decent job for AEW TV for
Yeah.
production. Ring of Honor, that they're okay with it too. I think the production value is there. The WWE is obviously infinitely better.
Oh yeah.
I will say that infinitely better. They've been because they had like a 60-something years head start, right?
Yeah.
That's the thing. And we're not trying to be tribalistic, but
But when
it's
you
just
look at the
factual.
history of the company itself, it started
Like
as
in the beginning, WWE didn't have the best, production.
no,
Like if you look at things in the 70s, that's worse than what it is now.
yeah.
Hell, the 80s, even though that production's way better than what the 70s were, still not the greatest compared to now.
Oh, that is true. Oh, for sure. I mean, minus the goofy. Well, then I think that's still at the time. But I think when you
The
look at this,
80s were cartoony because they were catering the kids at the time.
yeah, basically
They were catering
that
the
was
kids.
that because, or if you want to put it in context, like how we have the PG era now, that was their PG era. Like kids from the 80s.
That was the first PG era. I call the PG era the PG era 2.0.
I can see. I could definitely agree
Because
with
the
that.
golden era in the 80s, that was the PG era, the original PG era.
Yeah.
Now the new generation era, that was PG2. That was PG.
And you could, I think, was
And then in
towards.
the Attitude era, that was PG-13.
Yeah.
Damn near rated fucking R, if you ask me.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's like, but the production, you can see it getting better and better. AEWs are getting better too.
Yeah, the fact they put out a new logo too, it's like,
But next time, if you want to create another video game, please get somebody else to fucking do it.
Because good.
You got one man to do it. Oh, we're gonna make it like No Mercy. Yeah, the gameplay is like No Mercy. That's fine. I think the gameplay itself is fine. Problem is, you ain't got a lot of modes.
No, you're missing a lot of
you
shit.
You ain't got a lot of wrestlers. Oh, you got to pay each month for a new wrestler. I don't want to do that shit.
No, and that's why I would say that's why I prefer how WWE's doing 2K. Like you grind the shit out.
You have to pay for certain wrestlers, but 2K, you have different packs. Pre-order packs you can get, or we're releasing a new pack with new sets of wrestlers.
And you also got the in-game.
Honestly, I could care less if I get those packs because a lot of those wrestlers don't appease me. They don't appeal to me.
Yeah, that's
You
true.
know, like you know, and honestly, some of the wrestlers they put in the packs, they're going to be in the base game anyway. The next game,
Exactly. Why waste your money on that? You can just wait till 24 comes out.
or 25 or 26, whatever. Like
Oh, Jesus Christ.
that's the thing. But that's the thing with AEW. They have like what, like 10 wrestlers at base launch.
I think 10
Oh,
or
you got to pay
11.
for this talent. You got to pay for this talent, dude. You have to pay for the fucking Acclaimed.
Yeah.
You fucking kidding me?
And I know Tyler's probably regretting it.
Dude, I wasted casino money on that bullshit.
Yep. But
Dude.
moving on. So Shelton Benjamin, a lot of people even remember from the early to mid 2000s. Great, let's be real, phenomenal talent that for what he was. Obviously, in this latest second role, kind of was a shell of his former self to an
Yeah,
extent.
he was getting older. He's older. Like it happens.
But he did actually say this about Bailey. Did saying, quote, Bailey won the Royal Rumble, and anyone, and this was at the time when they were still talking about Cody's story, saying, quote, Bailey won the Royal Rumble, and all anyone is talking about is Cody's story. Give Bailey her flowers. Absolutely.
Facts, bro. Facts. And honestly, fucking give credit to freaking Bailey for Friday. Give credit to Damage Control, and Dakota Kai. And the whole thing. Because because Key said the same thing Key said it on my Facebook in the comment of me sharing the video of the turn or what have you. This storyline is making me, her, possibly Rob, I don't know, legit feel bad. Even though it's a freaking storyline.
Oh, yeah. You could tell.
So credit to Bailey for the acting, credit to Damage Control for the turn, credit to Dakota for the turn, even though it was kind of expected.
It was, and I pointed, and I made a comment about this too. So look, for me, I mean, you could have waited that, like, then again,
when Dakota Kai said, "Oh, I'm aligned with Bailey. I'm not aligned." I'm like, "You lying motherfucker!
That's snake
You lying
tendencies."
motherfucker!
Because me and Tyler all know that all too well in the real world.
I'm like, dude, I've been through some fake friendships. You're being fake as a motherfucker. You know?
See, and John, you and I were kind of the same last night. I felt like you could have. That would have been to pull that off.
I kind of agree with John Eld here. I do.
That would have been fantastic polling.
You know, you have the will she won't she turn. You could have but again though,
they've been building this for fucking months.
But they've been building this shit for months, so you had to do the turn eventually. Would you build it up another month?
Yeah, because, you know what? That's a good point. I don't think
it's early April. I think it's like 7th and 8th.
The 6th and the 7th.
It's April 7th, right? So wouldn't you build it up? Like, why would you build it up for another month? That's another thing. But
yeah, knowing wrestling is we don't have no patience.
Makes sense to do it another month because have the turn culminate at the biggest show
of the year. And knowing how Philly fans are going to boo,
Philly fans will be going nuts with the boos.
And it's going to be funny because for me and Tyler,
the whole segment will probably get blacked out because the whole freaking stadium's off.
That's another thing too. I want to have a clear fucking mention to a lot of people, and especially to that doofus who decided to have that Rocky bullshit. I'm sorry, but that I want to.
But here's the thing, though. I know you're trying to make a reference, but man, this ain't the '90s. This ain't the early 2000s, the mid 2000s. WWE is PG now. You idiot.
I swear, like.
Also to the guy above him, making a steroid reference with a sign.
Oh yeah,
saying Rock does this certain brand of steroids. Are you kidding me, bro? We're in the PG era.
it's getting to the point where I've seen a lot of wrestling content creators are putting some of these messages out, like telling fans to be on their better, like trying to change their
Like behave,
behavior.
freaking behave.
Because
Like, also, this is like the second straight show. Well, not the second straight show because Monday Night Raw didn't have any blackouts. This
because
is the second show in a week where somebody got blacked out because of an unruly fan or unruly fans. The Dom segment where the Dom thing in the tag match between Damian Finn and then like the other two guys, Tyler Bate and Pete Dunne. You had fans in the front row flipping off Dom. Screen goes black for like 10 seconds.
yeah.
And then now you have these unruly fans. I wouldn't call them unruly. You have these fans bringing signs that aren't exactly PG.
No.
Knowing damn well the hard cam's going to pick it up. And knowing damn well production's going to black the shit out.
And I can tell you this from the stream last night. I was
and
getting very agitated.
And here's the thing, but let me finish my thought. The thing is, though, you're not pissing off the production. You're pissing off fans who are watching this shit at home.
And especially for us content creators who are doing watch parties, and it was very fucking awkward.
Like he's sitting here telling me, "Oh, the screen went black." I'm like, "What the fuck happened here?" I looked it up online. Some doofus had a fan, or some doofus had a damn sign saying shit that isn't exactly PG.
It's bullshit. It's
like you're not like I said, you're not pissing off anybody but people who are watching at home. Because the screen goes black, we think something's wrong with the cable or the TV.
But it turns out it's your stupid ass.
It's your stupid ass is bringing in signs that aren't exactly PG to a PG fucking product. A PG fucking
it's like
product.
That's not because we've seen that once before, and that was and that was acceptable for the time period, and that was in the late 90s.
But here's the thing, though, the Die Rocky Die thing back in the 90s, that was during the Attitude Era. So, of course, it wasn't going to get blacked out because they were TV-14. If the company was TV-14, sure, bring those signs. They're allowed. But this company is now a PG product. Respect that.
Apparently, most fans like that person couldn't even get with the program.
Because he's probably one of those fans. Where? I wanted TV-14. I wanted TV-14.
First of all,
damn well that shit won't work today.
Because I want, and I know Tyler really put this aside here, but you got to look at this from a business standpoint. If they do go into TV-14, they're going to lose a shit ton of fucking sponsors. And you know how much money they're going to be losing? That's a fucking ton of money. I'll tell you that.
I think they could bring it back hypothetically if they only bring back the blood.
Which?
But then again, only bringing back blood, you're still going to be PG. In layman's terms, because like they brought back blood already.
It depends on the spot.
And it depends on the spot. They do it sparingly. Like the whole Becky Nia thing, it wasn't a botch. It was an accidental. It wasn't even an accident.
Oh, you're kind of referencing her broken nose.
It was a reference.
Yeah,
that was the Mondays when she decked her. She didn't hit her hard. Becky just spewed out fake blood. Like, so it was like, all right, that was a good reference, cool reference. Same thing with LA Knight. Yeah, he got busted open the hard way. Wasn't supposed to happen that way.
Yeah, it was just incidental contact.
But if you noticed, the ref backed off. Because he got told to back off. This is part of the story. Which was cool. They're implementing blood again, but they're still PG. Because they do it sparingly.
And you've seen, and that's kind of how you've seen TV shows nowadays do it. It depends on the scene of, where you can introduce, or as Maven would say, getting color in the pro wrestling business. Which
getting color. Yeah.
Yeah.
Thanks. Shout out to Maven for teaching us that term.
By the way,
on YouTube.
But moving on. But before we get to that, interesting question by Janelle. So, who could see?
I don't think. Well, the obvious is already out because she's in AEW. So That's already out.
Uh,
Who's formerly aligned with Bailey?
I mean, so Chris actually brought up a few names right here. You got Bianca, who
Bianca,
still has
sure.
issues with damage control. There's some history there.
Naomi. I
Has
don't
she
see
worked with
Naomi.
Bailey? I don't know if she has.
Naomi. I don't see her helping Bailey because she doesn't have like any ties to damage control.
That's what that.
Jade,
Yeah,
Jade. I don't see that either.
I think
Honestly, I do. I kind of do think Bianca Belair will help even the odds.
Yeah, I think Bianca right now is the only one that makes total sense. That has
But
history with Bailey and
isn't she
damage
on
control.
Brawl though? Isn't she on Brawl or SmackDown?
I think she's on Raw, but when it comes like to the PLEs, it really doesn't matter.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. I think, but then again, they would have to move her to SmackDown.
Yeah, that's
which I'm okay with that. You know, have like a little trade or whatever.
yeah.
Make a trade storyline. They've done that before.
You know? So obviously and obviously me and Tyler were talking not the last episode we did, but we because we thought so okay. So and obviously there was a rumor going out there that Drew McIntyre and WWE reached a new agreement. Turns out that was not the fucking case. They are still far apart on a new contract.
Now, for me, I said this last week. If hypothetically they were to resign him, or we were talking like
we were talking on the phone about this.
We were talking about this, I think last week or like a week like this week.
Yeah, I think
it was last week.
It was last week.
Where I was saying hypothetically, you know, if they were in talks with him, or if they are in talks with him, I honestly would tell him he's winning the title.
Yeah, and try to incentivize it.
Yeah.
Because and Tyra knows, and Tyra can tell you that on countless times I've harped, not in the bad light of Drew, but in support with Drew McIntyre because of all the crap he's had to go through, all the hoops and bullshit, for lack of a better term, that he had to go through. 0-7 in major title matches, carry the fucking pandemic era, and you know, and
dude, he was carrying Monday Night Raw on his back in 2020.
Yeah, that's
on his damn back. Beating the likes of Brock Lesnar, fucking Goldberg. He was beating guys like left and right. You know, he was having a great title reign in 2020. But again, he didn't win in front of a crowd. That's what people want. They want him to win in front of a damn crowd.
With the Philly crowd, and trust me, and take it from me,
That crowd's going to erupt if Drew wins.
We know how loud Philly fans can get. Trust me, we know.
They are going to erupt. They're going to be hyped. They're going to be,
and we're going to see finally after what 4 long years, he finally gets his
Put it this way, in sports terms, since we're in Philly, it would feel like goddamn Super Bowl 52 up in that bitch.
Yeah. Even though, let's be real, I will flat out admit I actually did cry a little bit because it's like it's actually.
I did too. I was a fan for 30-something years, but whatever.
But I do think at this point, and look, I'll give Seth the much credit, but at the same point, exactly.
That title reign, I honestly think it was kind of lacking.
Yeah.
If he wins, does that open a door up for him to resign? Yeah, for sure.
I think and I also said this last week too, and Tyler can attest to this too. And I said, if Drew does not take the belt off of Seth, he's walking.
Yeah,
and
like honestly, I'm not gonna sign until it's true. That's what Drew's probably gonna say. I'm not gonna sign until it's true. And if it's true, I'm resigning. If it's not, I'm walking.
Exactly, because there's plenty of different companies I can see. The question is,
I can see him going back to TNA, but again, with the budget thing, I don't think he would.
No,
I can see maybe. I don't know.
I don't think so. Their roster's too damn bloated.
They're too bloated there.
I can see him go back to the UK indie scene for a while. I mean, ICW.
Go back. Yeah, I was about to say that. Go back to ICW for a bit.
I almost completed. I'm sorry about that promotion for me. Kind of been forgotten for a little bit. um,
Yeah, I kind of forgot
but
about it. I think it's because the WB partnership kind of ended.
yeah, which kind of sucked because I've
Sucks,
liked what I've seen from the
but they ended
ICW.
all their partnerships. Evolve, they don't work with them anymore. ICW doesn't work with them. Only one they kind of are like in and out with is Progress. Progress Wrestling. They're
Well,
like
and
kind of
then
in
then
and out
again,
because
yeah, because I mean, shoot,
they still drop episodes on Peacock of Progress Wrestling. I'm like, they still have a
I
partnership with
actually
them?
like. Crazy enough, I actually like what Progress Wrestling offers in terms of from a wrestling product standpoint.
Because it's like you're because I kind of get it because like you're into that UK style. You're in that UK
And that's kind of how
wrestling
I learned
scene.
about Gunther and Kaiser. Because let's bro, Marcel Barthel. I fucking hate that name, by the way. I'm glad for that
I'm
name
glad
change
I'm glad they got
because
rid
I
of
feel
it.
like
Like
Kaiser
Marcel
sounds.
Barthel, it sounds
It
pretty
just
fucking
Ludwig
goofy.
Kaiser sounds so much better.
It sounds
I don't
more
know what
intimidating,
it
right?
does. Also, too,
Ludwig Kaiser, like come on, that's
lucky
intimidating
bastard
as hell,
too. Also, dating Tiffany Trent. So that's besides the point.
motherfucker.
But and you also got and Vinci too, who and I made a
I
video about
hate
this
that
about a
name.
year ago.
I
Boy,
hate that name. I really
you
do,
hate Giovanni Vinci? Oh, come on
dude. I
now.
like Fabian Eichner more.
Hey, where did he go? Yeah, you know what?
Giovanni
I am
Vinci
with you
sounds
on
like a
that.
shitty male model name, which he had a shitty male model
That's
gimmick in NXT.
yeah.
It sounds like a shitty male model. Like,
So
no, give me Fabian Eichner back.
that wouldn't. But yeah, it's I've liked and look Gunther. Boy, for those who and that's another thing too I've talked about too. And another guy,
Because
I hope.
I honestly think too, Walter, the name Walter was kind of stupid. Gunther does sound better.
Yeah, even though that's his.
That's his government name, but like,
Eh, but just seeing the presence he freaking brings each and every
oh,
week,
bro.
like I've never seen a guy like Gunther, and especially and since I've watched WWE for the longest time, I've never seen someone had that type of presence about them, especially coming from overseas. I mean,
Now, even like other gimmicks too, with the overseas guy hitting America and shit. So like, you see it, like you saw it before, and it never worked. But with Gunther, it somehow fucking works.
yeah, it really does,
Like,
and
it works. And
the fact,
honestly, and like you said, like even I see it like on Monday nights when he comes out with like his broad shoulder, like like he's standing up straight, all confident with the title around his shoulder.
like he's the kind of
Like
guy that
he has that
I
aura
was
about him. He has that aura, and it's like
aura,
you
but at the
need it.
same time, he brings that old school type of mentality,
Yeah,
and you can see.
I'm just gonna wreck your shit, dude. Like that's
And
it.
I want to give a quick little message to Dom, who learned it the hard way. You don't get to a chop fest with Gunther. Oh,
Never.
oh,
You're lucky you wear a top part of your damn outfit because if you were bare chested, that would have hurt way worse, man.
I mean, tell that to Ilya Dragunov, who, by the way, I want to fucking see that on the main fucking roster at some
Oh
point.
my god, inject that into my
Please, for the
fucking
love
veins,
of God.
spoon feed that shit, and oh my dude,
Because
dude,
that's another storyline you could. That's
bro,
still fresh
that
in
match
people's minds.
that takeover, I forgot what that takeover was. What
That
was
was
the
an and
takeover?
I think it was in the U. That's where in the
No, it wasn't
UK
UK.
was it?
It was in the States because they had a
Where
random match that was booked for takeover, but it wasn't. But they booked it or they built it up on the UK, but they started building it a little bit on NXT because they wanted to have it at the takeover in the States. I
Oh
forgot what
yeah,
takeover was though. But
I don't know, but
dude,
good.
that match is one of my favorite matches on the
Now,
damn
if you're going
card.
to ask me, like, the different guys can dethrone them, I think Dragon from right now, currently, is the one
I
I
think
could
Dragunov
see,
could too, because Dragunov's done it before. Dragunov
even though he's,
beat Gunther when he was on that 1,000-day reign as UK champ.
even though, let's bro, he took, so me, woo,
Bro, I love how he still sold the chop Like he sold that shit like he was dying,
Oh,
slowly falling to his knees.
and just
Like
and
if I took a Gunther chop, I'm going just straight the fuck down, fast,
oh,
and I'm
like
holding on to my chest.
and
And
that's why I think
I'm
Gunther
you pin me right now. My chest is hurting. You know, like
and just when you listen, and he's another guy that's, as they say, is heavy handed because
dude, it sounds like a fucking cannon going off.
we've seen, I think, oh, that's what makes Gunther so fucking dominated. But once you get in that chop, when you try to chop him,
You're dead.
yeah, as we say,
You're
thanks
dead.
for coming.
Thanks for coming. It's over.
Now,
Your
I
chest
will say
cavity's
with
about to
Gunther,
freaking
I
burst.
think they need to give him a better finish than just a power bomb.
Yeah,
I'm sorry, that's
Powerbomb
my
is.
only nitpick with him. But that's
But dude, as soon
everything
as you get
else you
into that
got.
chop, as soon as you get into that chop fest with Gunther, rest in peace to your goddamn chest cavity because you're about to freaking get that shit bursted.
I mean, look, as I said, Dominic learned that the hard way,
But
and
he was kind of protected because he wears like a top part of his outfit, his
yeah,
gear.
but still,
Still, that shit hurts. He probably still felt that shit. How hard he fucking hits, you know?
but outside of that, man, it's been
Oh, one more thing, because I want to tear the fans a new asshole about this.
shoot, lay it on.
The Maxine thing.
Oh yeah, because we were originally supposed to talk about this, but unfortunately, you got sick at the worst possible
I got
time.
sick the same weekend. Well, I was still sick. I was supposed to talk about this last weekend on Saturday. The thing is, she's learning, y'all. She's learning. And do you know what her gimmick is? Y'all must have forgot what her gimmick is. Wrestler in training, you idiots. So to sit there and boo this woman at a live show. I don't know what city it was in. I just saw it was just a live event, and she was getting booed as she's walking out. Or getting helped out because she was nursing a scripted injury, in a sense. Boos are raining down on her. Guy like right behind her because she was like
You
angled.
suck.
You suck. Like
It just, I was like,
I
oh
was
man,
pissed. I read it on Twitter and everything. You guys can see the tweet if you're on the official page. But and everybody was going to bat for her. Big ups to Rhea. Big ups to everybody else. Her former Maximum Male model compadre. I think it was Mace who said it.
yeah.
Completely batted for her. I love the talent batting for her. I love all the fellow IWC who aren't idiots, because there's some idiots. Oh, what do you expect us to do? She sucks in the. Shut the fuck up. She's learning.
It's kind and here's
She
the
should
funny
have went
thing
to
too.
NXT. Do you know what her fucking gimmick is? She's wrestler in training. She's learning. And honestly, do I criticize her constructively? Yes. I don't boo her. I don't say she sucks. Honestly, I see potential in her. I don't think she sucks per se. She needs work,
I mean,
obviously, but she's not. She's getting better. You see it.
I wholeheartedly agree.
She needs to work on her Hurricanranas though, because they're a bit slow, a bit choppy. But she does it pretty decently. She just does it a bit slower. She needs to be a little bit faster with it.
Yeah, but
that's constructive criticism. That's what you're supposed to give her.
I mean, look, we all have the right to criticize, and yeah, I mean,
but that's the thing. You have a right to criticize her, yes. But to boo her outright, says she sucks, needs to leave the wrestling business.
That's pushing it.
Pushing it. That's pushing it for sure. You can constructively criticize her, like I'm doing. Like I'm sure, the wrestlers in the back when they talk to her, how's my match? Oh, you need to do this, 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 and this to get better.
And plus, too, you also got a guy like Chad Gable who knows and who is an actual amateur.
Her. He's fucking teaching her, not just on TV. Yes, this is a gimmick to teach her the ropes, but legitimately, I'm sure he's teaching her some shit.
From a guy who, let's be real, for a guy who has an amateur wrestling background, has, it's stupid. I will say that much. But
and honestly, Rhea said it best. You got to be decent fucking human beings. You got to be better. as humans at these shows, because these people like Maxine are learning.
Yeah, that's
Allow
true.
these people to grow and be kind. Always. Yeah, you can boo the heel. Sure. Because they want boos. That's their adulation is boos. But to boo the babyface because she's not that great in the ring, even though she's learning and her gimmick is that she's learning. Come on. Get
Yeah,
better.
but
Get better as fans, get better as humans. To the talent who went to bat for her, I commend you. I love you guys for it. Um, to the fans who were like me and Rob, you know, defending Maxine, I commend you guys. I love you guys for it. And Maxine, I'm sorry. You had to go
I
through
mean, look,
that.
credit to her for
I
actually
really
having
am.
you know,
And
actually
credit to
having
her. And credit to her too. She made a post with like, the emoji with the shades,
yeah,
and she's like blocking out the haters or whatever the hell she said.
I should. Gotta do
Hey,
that.
that's great. Honestly, I'm proud of you for that. The hell
Oof.
with the hate. Be yourself, Maxine.
Absolutely.
Keep learning in the ring because it's something that you'll love to do. If this is something that you love to do, keep learning.
Yeah.
Keep learning, keep growing, keep thriving. You'll get there. I
So,
promise you.
oh, for sure. Now, unfortunately, we're going to take a bit of a sour note because we have some more shit come out.
Is it breaking?
It's not been breaking, but this did come out around 3 o'clock this afternoon
Oh, it's
today.
breaking. Oh no. Oh no. What
So,
is it?
according to Max Everett of Wrestling Inc., NCIS reports that a detailed investigation of the late WWE star Ashley Mysterio's sexual assault claims. Now there's a fucking report that's coming out from the
From the
NCIS.
fucking NCIS?
I'm going to read this.
WWE is
Oh,
so
I'm going to
fucked.
read this off to you.
They are so fucked.
So Wrestling Inc.'s Max Everett obtained a partially redacted investigation report from the NCIS, which details the agency assuming the investigative authority from the Air Force Office of Special Investigations. God damn, that's a lot of fucking words. And the U.S. Army
Oh yeah,
Criminal
the NCIS
Investigation.
has to be involved because
A
they're like a military based thing, and it involved the military guy doing it.
it gets. And the U.S. Army
Oh
Criminal
God,
Investigation
oh
Division
no.
on June 28th, 2019. The AFOSI's previous investigation revealed that Massaro was in fact treated at the Camp Life Support area described in Massaro's signed affidavit from 2007. She was treated by a former U.S. Navy lieutenant physical physician assistant, but the name is redacted in the report, and several other undisclosed individuals were interviewed during the NCIS investigation, including a lieutenant physician assistant and a WWE legal representative from K&L Gates LLP.
So what you're saying is a military doctor did this shit to her.
Pretty much, give or
Oh my
take. And
fucking god, bro.
you're so fucked up. You had the NCIS getting on your asses,
One of the highest levels. They're
especially in
like they're
terms
like the F. They're basically like the FBI for the
of the
military.
military.
They're like the FBI for the military for shit like this. Like it's bad. It's bad, man.
So, and then goes on to say many of those who were questioning being described being stationed in Kuwait during the time period and Massaro's allegations stem from. However, they were further unable to recall either Massaro's presence or any specifics pertaining to the facility in which the alleged assault took place. NCIS consulted with medical professionals, but was unable to find evidence of the alleged assault based on Massaro's records, which are also redacted in the report. After quote, all exhausting all logical investigative leads, end quote.
So let me stop you right there, because I'm getting sickened right now. The military hid the evidence?
Pretty much in a sense, they kind of swept this under the rug.
What the fuck?
like I said, I know we took a like
I'm
like
sick.
we thought, like, dude, it does not. This shit's been kind of getting worse. And for those
It's
who've been around,
progressively gotten worse.
and before,
Not by the day, or not by the week, but by the fucking day. Or actually, no, by the week.
oh,
For
and
the
it
last
gets,
few weeks.
And for those who've been around the show for a while, we've been covering this for weeks on
We've been
end.
covering this. We've been covering this since the day she died, pretty much. Well, like not really the day she died, but like
I would say
because
a
she
few
died in
years.
2019. We started streaming in 2020, but we talked about her because obviously we miss her. She was a great talent, and yeah, but like this shit's gotten way worse than I thought it was gonna be. Like it's already
Yeah.
bad enough that sexual assault, but like first, the second thing is like you drug her to make her paralyzed, but aware that's happening, and then now you're hiding evidence. Oh
Oh
my god.
boy. Yeah.
Oh god. WWE is fucked.
Yeah. This
WWE's
was
fucked.
this.
The military's fucked. Everybody's fucked at this point.
Yeah. This was also coming off of the fact that you had not just that, you had Vince McMahon getting sued out the fucking building because with his alleged involvement, let's bro, it's actually and all that.
And also, I read a report that Vince McMahon had a hand at, sexual assaulting her too.
Oh, dude, it just does not.
And then, like I think it was like last week, we found out Stephanie knew and didn't do shit.
She pretty much threatened her before she fucking killed herself.
Threatened her fucking
to
job.
keep it quiet.
To keep it. Oh my god.
And it's what's bad enough about that too. We were saying, oh, we were praised for her and shit like that. But once that came out, it's like,
because she doesn't want to be like her. She's just like her fucking father.
Oh yeah, the only one I will say who has done his best, and that is Shane. Yeah, Shane did all what he could.
But at that point, I think by 2007, I don't think he was even in the company that much.
Why? So no, I know that, but I'm saying as her recent.
No, I know. I'm just saying, like, he wasn't in the company that much. But like, even when the allegations came out, about Vince, and then he's like, I'm out of this, and like even recently, like, I have no part in this shit. Like, no, I don't want to be like my fucking dad. That's what he said. Straight the fuck up.
And
I don't want to be like my fucking dad.
Respect to Shane, even though let's bro hate to be on TV on a consistent basis, but that's a whole other thing. But it's been 5 fucking years, and hold up, I'm doing the math in my head.
Died in 2019.
It's 2024 now. Yeah, it's about almost 5. Good God, it's been 5. God damn, it's been that fucking long. Good Jesus,
5 fucking years since she died, man.
Holy shit!
Since she did what she did, man. Yeah, 5 years.
Unfucking believable.
Fact that Stephanie McMahon knew, we respected her. We respected this woman.
I was like, and
her
it's gone.
Her backing out was worse. Was because she didn't want to get caught. That was the real fucking reason. We thought because she didn't want to be like her fucking.
Because here's the thing, because we didn't even think about it at the time, but now with that, from what we saw last week about this, say, what the fuck? Go fuck yourself.
Now it's fuck Stephanie, fuck Vince, fuck the fucking everybody involved with that shit.
But
it's just, it's bad, man. It's bad. It's bad.
Like, and as we said, I hope to fucking God that Ashley gets.
She needs justice. She needs fucking justice, man.
But man, if Vince goes away for a long time, I think Ashley's gonna Ashley's gonna get the last laugh in the end. Unfortunately, she's not gonna be there to see it, but she's looking down upon and just laughing her ass off, knowing that
she's like, I told you, fucks, he was a creep. Y'all
and yeah. And it sucks, man. Just seeing, it really. How do I explain this? Because
it's heinous. It's just
heinous. And it's just all the shit she had to go through it. And I could imagine her mental state was an absolute fucking disarray.
Bro,
and
imagine the fucking trauma.
Oh, yeah, that too.
That's why. That's why she did what she did. All the trauma.
Dude,
like, bro, it just sickens me And
I don't know what to say at this point. It's been 5 fucking years, and now all this shit finally comes out, and that really makes my blood boil. It really fucking does.
it makes mine too.
Now it
Yeah.
really, and I know this, and this it's getting to the point, especially with this, really makes me start to dislike the military to an extent because of what they fucking did and hid this.
Like them too, and I really don't want to dislike them because they, you know,
I
they're the
mean,
military. You know, if we didn't have the military, we wouldn't be even here. We'd probably get nuked out the fucking shit.
yeah, that's true.
But
But
now we realize not all military members are assholes. All right, like so it just makes us dislike them a bit more for withholding evidence and hiding the evidence of this
and
shit.
sweeping this under the rug like it nothing fucking happened.
It's like like everybody involved. I will say this had a hand at killing this woman, even though they didn't even lay a hand on her.
No, I mean you're
With
right.
that,
You're
well,
absolutely
one
right.
person laid a hand on her, obviously, but that's the reason why she did what she did. But everybody involved killed her without killing her physically.
And this is the second. And the NCIs themselves have been on this since 2019 when they opened up this investigation.
They opened it up because she died.
And
that was the year she died, guys.
Like it really fucking hurts me. Like part of me, it just makes me
I
sick.
think that's when shit started to come out. Because nobody knew about this until she died. And then somebody came out and said, the reason why she's not here because of all the trauma of what happened in 2007. And like somebody said in an interview or some shit, I think it was like
her best friend came out and talked about it.
No, her best friend came out recently. I'm talking about like when the initial first report came out in 2019.
Oh, yeah.
I think it was, I forgot who it was. I think it was Paul London who said it.
Oh.
Paul London came out and said, she told me she was raped.
And the fact that, and those two were very close from as best friends. Yeah. And you could tell that how much that really hurt Paul London. And
like, I kind of question why, he didn't say anything to anybody else. But I'm pretty sure he did, but everybody said shut up to him.
Yeah.
And to her. So no one would believe him. But he went on the news outlet and said, look, the reason why she died because this happened and all the trauma and all that other shit.
And I will say,
and what makes this even worse, she died with having a kid. She had a kid.
Yeah, that what really makes it worse.
5, I think. Her kid was 5 at the time.
And now
she had a fucking kid, man. That's what makes it even worse, too.
That makes it worse, but I will say, and I don't think, like I said, I wish there was any positive to take away from this, but I think the only slight positive I could take away from this for the last 5 years, credit to Paul London, who actually, I was saying, a way,
he's a quality friend. She confided in him, and he spoke out about it.
And
if a friend of mine told me, he said, "Look, I've been assaulted. I'm speaking out. I don't care who the fuck you are. If you tell me, look, I've been assaulted, I'm telling somebody."
Because here's the crazy part for those who kind of been around the channel for a while. Yes, the only time I ever showed emotion was obviously multiple months ago when unfortunately Scott Hall passed. Yep. And that part of my childhood kind of just got ripped out of my chest.
Yeah, but then but really this gives it does make you kind of want to cry.
It does.
Knowing what happened to her and her committing suicide in 2019, knowing all the trauma she went through, now it makes you want to cry. It's like, damn, something could have been done. She could have been stolen.
No one, but the fact that
no one except, but here's the thing: what makes this sad is no one except Paul London would
London,
do anything. That's what makes this sad.
because and I saw that report too. It's like there were all the executives like either you shut up or you get fired.
Shut
For
up or
if
get
anybody,
fired. Like, and that's the thing. That's the reason why. That's the reason why Paul London didn't say anything until 2019. This is why, um, Ashley Massaro didn't say anything. She took that to her fucking grave, which is sad.
it very
She didn't
it,
say anything to anybody. She just took that to her grave. And
it's
it's because the people that they try to talk to, shut up or you're getting fired.
for me.
Honestly, if you know somebody said that at like a normal job, they're getting either fired or arrested,
Oh yeah,
or most like getting fired, not arrested, but like they're getting fired by upper management. So
but like I said, if I was in that case, look, like I said, if I was in the case in WWE, I would be. I could care less if I lost my job. I would definitely be speaking out and
I
bringing this
would
to light and
if
paint the
if
picture.
put it this way: if Ashley Massaro in 2007, and I was the boss. Let's paint a picture here. The hypothetical. You know, let's go into a multiverse, so to speak, where I'm the head of WWE. 2007, we go to Kuwait to do tribute to the troops. This is where this happened at. The incident happened, and she tells me, "Look, I've been assaulted." I'm going straight to the military police. I'm saying shit like, "Look, she's been assaulted. You need to help her out." And if they don't, when we get back to the States, I'm gonna notify. I'm gonna notify the
The inside,
police. Tell them to call the FBI for all I fucking care. Call
well,
NCIS. I don't give a shit.
I think the NCIS is pretty much the only go-to you would have to in terms of.
I would call like a local police. Say like, dude, call the NCIS because I have this woman here. The military police wouldn't help us. That who's been assaulted by a military member, a military doctor. Like, look, help her out. Do whatever you can. She needs help.
And
And I would help her.
and that's how I put it too. That could have been,
That
be
could
an
have
option
saved
to
her
sit
damn
in her
life.
life.
That could have saved her damn life.
And unfortunately, do we wish to turn back the clock? Absolutely.
In this
But
situation,
unfortunately,
hell yeah. In this situation, fuck yeah.
oh yeah. But now it's like, as much as I know impossible as that sounds, it's just what's done, it's done. And I really hate to say that phrase, but it's been 5 years and it's still one, it makes me upset. Number two, it also makes me sick to my fucking stomach.
It makes your stomach turn. I know because it makes my stomach turn too.
And
Every
you can
update, every update that we've gotten from this made me want to hurl
it's like
on
it
stream.
makes us get sicker week by week as more shit comes out. Especially if we go back to the last couple of weeks when we briefly talked about that case report. I was like, yeah, no, I am not sent, and I didn't
And
bother.
when I sat through and watched that whole interview with her best friend, the female best friend who went on like national news. I think it was like HLN or something that she was on. Like it was like one of those national news
They might have
networks.
been Fox News. I think it might have been.
It wasn't Fox News. It was not Fox News. It was I think it was like HLN or something. The same network like Nancy Grace and shit's on.
Right.
But it wasn't Nancy Grace. It was like the local like straight up news. It was like and they did an interview with the best friend, the longtime best friend before wrestling and shit. And Ashley Massaro told her the full story of what happened, and I wanted to hurl.
Oh yeah.
I wanted to
You
vomit. I'm like,
ain't
this is
fucking
just
wrong.
sick. Like, this is just fucking sick.
And who's to say there's probably going to be more? Like as we said too, we always constantly give you guys updates week after. We've been doing this since. In terms of all that shit's been coming out I would say the last year and a half. it's just been nothing but getting worse and worse and worse. It's basically like a snowball effect going down the fucking mountain.
But the thing is, though, this started. We were just giving you updates on the Vincent scenario, and then the Ashley Massaro shit started coming out.
And I was like,
Like
oh
I think like a
crap!
month ago, like not even a month ago, like 2 months ago.
It was 2 months ago,
And then it was just like snowball after snowball after the snowball just kept getting bigger.
and I was like, oh jeez, and just seeing everything that came out about it, it's like, what the
It was,
fuck?
dude, my heart hurt for her, dude.
It
Seeing all these
really,
reports, my heart hurt for her. Like, dude,
it's
all I gotta say is fuck Vince, fuck Steph. Sorry, Trips, but your wife's an asshole.
yeah, unfortunate. But I know I hate to have to end off on a sour note, but that was the only update we got as of today in terms of the late Ashley Massaro. Because good fucking lord,
And honestly, I don't have a
like how
song
much
for
more
this
can?
week. And honestly, I don't have a song for this week. I'm sorry, guys.
It's just yeah, because obviously Tyler needs to get back into the groove of things
I
after
need
being
to get
sick for a
back
couple
to.
of weeks. So, and obviously, I did post updates of my streaming schedule, so you guys will see for the next upcoming week.
Yeah, I gotta post that on the Twitter page.
Actually, I'll have to send you the updated one because I
N-
fucked up the time.
Oh,
I
you
did
fucked up the times?
well. The only one time I didn't fix was this was this show's time. I still had it six. I forgot
God damn
about
it,
that.
Rob. You had one job to put dot 6:30. Come on, or
But
dot 30. Come on, bro.
well, yeah, but yeah. So as we
Um,
said, do we hate having to end the show off some sour notes? Oh fuck, absolutely. It's
absolutely.
just
It's like this episode aged like sour milk by the hour. Ugh.
pretty much, and it's like, and I know a lot of wrestling fans like me, and Tyler, and Tyler, and probably many others. Like, when's it gonna all fucking end? Like, can we hopefully move on from this? But I don't think we can.
No one's gonna move
If
on
we
from this.
would get away from this, but we're still gonna be talking
The
about it
worst, the
for
worst one, the worst people who, the worst. Like I don't know how I'm trying to phrase this. The people in her life, like Paul London, her family, her friends, her daughter, they're not gonna get through this. They're not gonna get
no,
over it.
absolutely
They
not.
lost a loved one, man. They're not gonna get over this. Even if justice is served for her, they're not. It's not gonna
But
bring her back.
no, it really doesn't. And Ashley was just one of those. Even when you looked at her on screen, she had that charm about her.
She did. She did. She was like, I thought she was an awesome character. The rocker chick. It
Yeah,
was
like kind
awesome.
of even which we haven't really seen. Like kind of what she had. Which
She was pretty good in the ring too. She was pretty good in the ring. She had a great character.
and I will say this too. Also, probably also got kind of tied into probably the best storylines ever that this company's written. That was with Trish Stratus and Mickey James as kind of quote unquote collateral damage, I guess you could say.
Yeah, she got freaking wrecked by Mickey because she was trying to stop Mickey from freaking creeping out on fucking Trish.
I was gonna
She's like, yo,
well,
yo, yo, you're being too creepy. Oh, boom. Like, goddamn.
but it's kind of funny because I know we'd harped on this before, but for those who have not paid attention to that storyline, as good as it was, but credit to Mickey too, who actually kind of, in a way, when you look at it,
Now, would it work today? Look at NXT
yeah,
with Lyra and Tatum. It's the same fucking thing.
yeah, that's true.
It's gonna work today. I mean, to me, the reason why it works is because it serves as a cautionary tale of the stalker fans, but it also like pays homage to the LGBTQ community.
Yeah, and
But
it's
it
kind
tells
of
you don't be a fucking stalker.
yeah, and we've seen a lot. I mean, case in point, which we to a specific individual who we're actually happy for over the past couple of weeks,
Hell
and
yeah,
that's
she
Sonya
got married. She
Deville.
got hitched. She got hitched. Let's go,
Also, I
Sonya.
want to also point this out too. Also, congrats to Dom getting.
Oh,
He's about to get married too.
Yeah,
Like
he
damn,
said
like
he said within a week or two he's getting married, man.
like
Hell
damn,
yeah.
it's like man, it's got
I
must be
made I
fucking
made
wedding
jokes on
fever.
Facebook though because the joke was there and I had to make the joke. I'm like,
Yeah, you
Rhea's
had to
probably.
pull the joke.
I was like, Rhea's probably in her house crying her
Now
eyes
I'm
out.
going to ask you this: how much you want to bet that? Well, because here's the thing: we all knew that Rhea and Buddy's already engaged, but how much you want to bet it? I think somewhere down the line they're going to say they're going to finally start getting like setting the date and shit like that. I can see it now. It's like man, it's fucking wedding fever galore.
Oh, dude, what if they do this angle? Because I know Buddy Murphy, he wants to come back to WWE. What if they do an
Please
angle?
do.
What if they do an angle where Rhea and Dom were about to get married, and then Buddy like fucking interferes, beats the shit out of Dom?
That would be funny.
That would be gold, dude.
But would you want Buddy as a face? Or would you have him as a?
I don't think I don't think he's never been a face. I mean, he's been a face once. I don't know. He's always been a heel. I've never seen him work as a face. That's the thing. So
I'd be intrigued by that.
I would have him as a face, but then that'd be kind of like a way to kind of slowly turn Rhea face, in a sense. If you think about it,
even though I think Rhea's done us so
because Rhea eventually go, oh shit, I'm already in a relationship and I've been courting Dom this entire time.
And yes,
I think that would be like a shoe-in to like break up the Judgment Day slowly. To have Rhea turn on Judgment Day and Dom and get with Buddy as like a face,
would be interesting.
Power couple.
Yeah, boy, that could be that'd be an awesome possibility just to think of.
That would be awesome. That would be awesome.
Because I mean, there's a possibility.
Yeah, there's a possibility there because I saw a report I think a few weeks ago that Buddy wants to go back to WWE.
Why not? He was a Triple H guy down in the
and
black and gold.
Having this like love triangle storyline with him, Dom, and Rhea.
Dude, that'd be fucking funny. Because remember too, they also kind of, in a way, I want to say tease it, but kind of played out a little bit on social media with Dom just like still saying in his heel shtick, kind of got under Buddy Murphy's skin.
Have like have like a fake Twitter beef going.
Dude, like
I'd be entertained watching that shit play out on Twitter.
It really would, and at the same time, that would also be a good like starting point if you want to put that storyline together. Like, kind of like lean into that.
Yeah, lean into it. Like, don't go full-fledged into it. Like, oh, Rhea's gonna go with Buddy immediately. Have it slowly build.
Yeah,
slowly build that up, and then have Rhea turn on Dom eventually, and turning face.
Oh yeah, 100%. But
I'd be okay with that.
But that
WWE, please hire us already.
Boy, that would be, and honestly, that would just be a shit. I just dropped my phone. Whoops. God darn it!
I do that a lot.
Stupid tripod, you fucking bastard.
I do that a lot, dude. I do that a lot. Don't worry, bro.
It's my freaking tripod. It's where the problem is. But besides that,
tripods can be unstable at times, man. It happens.
But like I was saying before I went all through that nonsense, I think it's gonna be funny to see people to see Dom get his shit kicked in by Buddy Murphy because, well, as you said, I mean,
that crowd will be going ape shit, and it'd be hilarious.
Oh, it would, and plus, too, I mean, it's a really good storyline too. At the same point, because because look, because I think at some point, because I kind of like the fact that when you take real life situations and implement the storylines, it makes some really good stories. I mean, we've seen that over the years. I mean, and to an extent, as we said, with Mickey James, who proved or showed you got to watch your backs.
Yeah.
Especially, of like, depending on your celebrity status.
Yeah.
I mean, case of Sonya, even though
Sonya had to freaking carry a gun. The poor woman forgot to get it freaking registered. Got arrested for it. And, gun laws, you need to respect them. You need to
And
get your
it's a bit
shit
strict over here in
registered.
Jersey, but I'll say that. But that's a different side note. But
But it's Jersey though. You have to get it registered. But that's like
mhm.
that's like all the states though, not just
But like
Jersey.
I said, I'll give tremendous amount of credit to making change for not just make that as let's bro a well aged, well, from an LGBTQ standpoint.
From an LGBTQ standpoint and like a storyline standpoint, as a cautionary tale, if you're famous, watch for stalkers. You know
Because you never know what's gonna happen.
that's why it aged well. Like look, like when I watched it back, like a clip back, like people were like, "Oh, that probably don't." I look at the comments and go, "Oh, that probably aged like sour milk." I'm like, if you look at the whole storyline, it doesn't age like sour milk.
No, I thought it actually aged pretty well
It
for
aged
what
well.
it stood. And
Yeah.
when you look at the LGBTQ behind it too, it was ahead of its time. No one really thought it, because let's bro, we're in the now. Yes, we're in the day and age where we're more accepting, but that was, what was that, 2000?
That was 2006 when this happened.
Oh God, I'm
That was
Jesus Christ,
2006.
good
Because
Lord.
this storyline with Mickey and Trish, that was Mickey's debut storyline.
A really good one at that. It turned
Really
into
good storyline. If looking back at it,
actually kind of made it into a bit of a star too. When you think about it.
it did. I think it made her an
That's the
instant
see
star
that's the crazy part
because
that just
like
pops in my
I
head
think
just
within
for.
like, but hold on, like within a year by like 2007, she was the top babyface.
And
Because she
boy, it
turned her
has
face eventually, and then they kind of gave her like, and they just kind of gave her like a cheery, happy-go-lucky gimmick, not like a stalker, crazy stalker thing.
which I didn't really mind after a while, but
I didn't mind. I didn't mind. You know.
but then again, when if you think about it too, nah, I'm actually kind of intrigued to see what she does with OVW in terms of how she's doing with the women's division over there.
Oh,
I'm
I
very
think she's gonna
intrigued,
kill it, man.
boy, because my original thought before she got hired as the head creative for the women's wrestling over there in OVW, I'm thinking to myself, man, that would be also bittersweet to see her come back. With obviously you have her husband there.
Her
Shoot,
husband there.
Nick Aldis.
Yeah. Oh yeah, SmackDown. Yeah.
But I'm kind of happy that she took a different avenue, a different path.
Yeah, I was. Yeah, when Nick Aldis got signed, I'm like, oh, Mickey's coming back. Nope.
She kind of stepped. She
She did her
leveled
own
up.
thing. I'm like, I'm shocked. It's usually like, if the husband goes to this company or the wife, if you're gay, if the wife goes to a different company or her husband goes to a different company,
They usually follow suit.
they follow suit sometimes. Look at Brandy Rhodes. Even though she's not on TV, she kind of followed suit
Yeah,
because she left AEW with her husband and went to WWE. She's not signed; she's just a fan. But like,
and plus she's more of a stay-at-home mom by
she's more of a
nowadays.
stay-at-home mom. So I don't think it's the same thing. But she left with her husband to
Yeah,
basically go to WWE, even if she's not in WWE. She's just like
or
now.
then again, it was kind of saying like or kind of like how Miro went to AEW and then
Oh,
took a while.
I'm like, wait, there was some other people there. Like, I'm like, wait a minute. I'm like, yeah, same with Miro. Where did CJ Perry, formerly known as Lana,
Lana.
went? She went to AEW, albeit she got a fucking shitty ass injury,
Yeah,
fucking
which is very
infection
unfortunate.
in her goddamn finger,
Which that's oh boy, that's very unfortunate.
nearly fucking killed her. Like shit.
And just seeing what she's doing on social media, she looks like she's doing a lot better than before.
Yeah, she's doing a lot better. I'm happy she's doing a lot better. I really am happy she's doing a lot better
But as we said,
with
the wrestling world has been, especially the last year and a half, there's been nothing but the good, the bad, and just the downright ugly.
Yeah,
In
it's
a
been a roller
nutshell.
coaster. It's been a roller coaster, and everybody, if you look at the IWC, if you look at the internet, with wrestling, people are going to tell you, wrestling the past year to 2 years has been a roller coaster ride. And
Yeah.
as much as I love it being a roller coaster, I hate the bad. I love the good.
And
I
you
love
should
the
have
great.
that, and just have the downright ugly, which is what we saw.
The ugly, I hate. Absolutely fucking hate. The ugly.
Yeah,
Because the ugly
unfortunately,
right now is the allegations between Vince and the whole Ashley Massaro situation.
that's
And everything else, which is That makes me want to fucking hurl. The Vince McMahon thing makes me want to hurl.
Yeah, take it from me, for a guy who actually puked
I read,
before.
dude, there was one part of the damn thing that was just outright disgusting.
Yeah.
Defecation, Vince? Really? Defecation?
Yeah, but besides that, I'm just hope this pro wrestling, I really hope we can put this downright ugly behind and just continue the
Yeah.
progress forward because
I
I
hope
don't.
I hope the rest of 2024, Rob, is just all good. It's probably not going to
Remember,
happen for a little bit because of the whole Ashley Massaro thing. But like, I hope like 2024 is just like all good at this point. We
it
need it.
really it needs,
We need it in wrestling.
and unfortunately, we're not going to see that with the Massaro family because it's what the fuck.
Yeah, we're just
It's
gonna end it here.
But
We're getting
outside of
too.
that, appreciate anyone has hung out with me and Tyler and seeing this crazy bastard return after
Again,
I
Rob. Let me correct you again. I'm not
or go
just
call you my
crazy.
idiot best friend.
Idiot? Did you just call me an idiot?
Yeah, my idiot best friend.
Motherfucker. All right. No, that's far from the truth. I was going to say, I'm not crazy. I'm batshit crazy, Rob.
But yeah, but it's actually good to have him
Fucking call
back.
me an
And trust me,
idiot.
I know
Fucking.
what is, and Tyler can attest to this too. I know it's just a little side note. I know what he'd gone through, and if you guys remember the last episode, because I had to take a whole couple 2 to 3 weeks off because I just like because if you remember the last episode of the All Sports show, All Sports,
All-Star Sports
holy
Show.
hell! Oh my god, the
Dude,
All
the
Star
streak
Sports
alive.
Show!
You almost made it.
Holy
Without
dyslexia,
fuck
Batman!
up.
Oh man!
You almost made it a full episode
And
without
I
fuck up. You
ate
almost
shit
broke
at
the
the.
streak, and then your brain turned off.
Oh god damn it!
The All-Star Sports Show.
I could not get through that entire show without coughing up a lung.
Yeah. And
And
plus, the
Tyler,
guy had a busted up eye. And the thing is, like I said early in the show, I was shocked that didn't happen to me. Because there was one
surprise.
time where I was absolutely dry heaving. Like, it was a dry cough. It sounded like crew cough.
Yeah,
Like,
something like that.
It was bad. And I was coughing. I'm like, I hope. And I'm sitting there praying. I don't pray. I'm like, I hope I don't bust an eye while I'm sleeping.
Yeah.
But I didn't.
But besides that, besides my brain decided to show off mid fucking sentence, so
the
fuck
streak
off.
continues. The streak continues.
Oh, this is gonna be a fucking running, and yes, it's gonna be a running gag for
I ain't living that down, guys. I ain't
no,
living
you're
that down.
No, I'm not. Tyler's gonna find it. Tyler's gonna find any opportunity to get until whenever my brain decides to shut off. But as I said, appreciate you guys, anyone that's been hanging out with me and Tyler's return. Like I said, I appreciate who's actually hung out with me for this past week, holding it down. And yes, I know I had to cancel some streams here and there because, boy, I was fucking tired because being up, getting up early for work kind of really takes me out of it. So as it stands, the streaming schedule is out. The only off day so AW, that's a one-time thing.
We're only doing this for Stinger, old Stinger. So,
but the retro parts are going to stay the same because I know I had to push it back a couple.
My sick ass,
and not because Tyler being sick is he can't control that, and and me and just certain days I just never had motivation to stream, so I was like, screw it, let's just push some things back, and then wait till Tyler gets better.
What's Tuesday? WWF Raw.
Raw. Then after that is Nitro. Then the go home show for SmackDown. Then No Mercy. Following.
Okay. Got you.
And as it stands, let me go and let the people know. Wednesday, it's the All-Star Sports Show episode number 19. Thursday, you're going to see the first spring training game with the Arizona Diamondbacks and Texas Rangers at 3:05 first pitch on Thursday.
If
Friday,
my lazy ass gets up on time, I'm gonna be on that with you, man. Watching baseball with you again.
It's that time of the year, so it's
Yeah.
gonna be fun. Friday, you know how it is. Friday night SmackDown, and obviously Saturdays, the It's Funny podcast. And after that, Sunday is going to be our only off day. So, like I said, we try to at least lighten the load a little bit. And
Yeah, we don't do 2 streams per fucking day, whatever. Like, we don't do that.
not like we used to, but
Because
knowing that
we
some of
got burnt
y'all,
out a lot with that. Like,
and knowing that we
really
had to
me, I got burnt out a lot from that. Rob, he likes to do like 2, 3 fucking streams a day. I don't know how the hell he does it, but like, I can't
and
do
yes,
that.
now the fact that now we cut it, TNA out of the picture, and obviously we told you, so that
Told you
really kind
why.
of yeah, it's but and I know, and I said that a lot with NXT, and I know, and I've got it's kind of crazy now. I have like almost 90% of y'all text messaging me begging for NXT. It's like, oh boy, okay, so
Honestly, take the good with the bad and just continue NXT at this point.
yes, you know what, it's coming back.
But here's
Even
the
though
thing: if 90% of you want it, why aren't y'all watching it? That's the thing, man. Like,
well, no, I think it's this. I think it was the diehard people. They were kind of
oh,
like,
the diehards, yeah. Honestly, let's just appease the diehards. Keep doing
yeah.
it. Fuck,
So
fuck having
NXT is coming back on Tuesdays. Now I'm going to make this clear. I'm not going to do stand and deliver because by the time it starts, I'm still going to be at work. So that's the so give you guys a little bit of a heads up. So,
I'll keep you honestly. I'll watch it and keep you updated,
yeah,
so you
yeah.
have something to talk
So
about.
shout out to the Tyler for that too.
Yeah, I mean, I won't stream it. I'll just watch it. I'll just keep you
Yeah.
updated on.
Well,
Facebook.
Tyler, knowing well, dude, you're an awkward human being, so I'll just say that much.
Yeah,
Sorry, I had to
yeah,
take another shot.
yeah. You know,
What's that? 3 shots I've taken you? Well, then again, you got your
I
shot
didn't
back.
even hear the shot. That's the thing.
Well, say you're awkward. Let's say, man, lucky you don't have to see that awkward face on stream. So,
You
I mean, then again,
bastard. You fucking bastard.
but then again, you got your payback after my brain shut off, and then,
Bro, we just
like, literally, I had
on
it's
each
like the
other. What
one
the
fucking letter. I switched the T to a P. I don't know how that fucking happens.
All stars.
They all, oh, boy.
Listen, man, we're just
Why
both
does my
turning heel.
brain?
Here's the thing: at the end of this stream, we're just turning heel on each other.
Pretty much.
That's the
So, but like I said, I know you guys love our friendly banter, and that's what we do over here in the It's Really podcast, and also the Sports and Wrestling Connection. So shout out to everyone that's been in here, and we'll see you
best fucking
guys.
friends. What best fucking friends don't rib each other? Come on.
Oh yeah, but outside of that, we are out.
Peace.